Hello YouTube friends, today is July 12th, 2018 and I'm back in Lucica where I used to hang out with my father when I was 5-year-old and 7-year-old and 17-year-old, but without a father, just boozing here with my friends because booze is cheap. It's like a sports club, so they don't have lots of taxes, which is excellent for alcohol consumption. And the topic is how who are they can turn your family members against you. How is it possible? Frequently asked question under the video, how ex-gang stalking perp explains tactics and motives, something like it. So, obviously question is coming from the normies who don't have targeted individuals privilege of experience. And I'm gonna speak from something what happened quite recently. My mother came home and she said, Kruno, ti nisi normalan. Kruno, you're not normal. And normal in Croatian language doesn't mean the same thing as in English, American English. Normal means mentally stable. And it says, how do you know that? And she said, people said so. People said so. Yeah, people come to me and they ask me about you and they say that, are you okay, is everything okay, and they notice that something is wrong with you. And I said, what do you think that might be wrong with me? And she says, well, obviously you can't find a job. Kruno, you're not normal, you should see a doctor. I said, why? Because you can't find a job. And I said, okay, that's because I'm targeted individual and blacklisted, and I'll later on explain how to see things from other people's perspective. And then she says, that's all bullshit, people say that you're not normal. Then I ask her, what people? And then she looked at me like with the fear in the eyes, and I just dropped the question because I know golden rule is when somebody, I call it little bird, comes to you and tells you a message from they or them, and that doesn't mean the drag queen LBGD pedo community, but the perps, and you ask who, and then person don't want to tell you, that means that group or blah are coming from the upper echelons, because people don't want to expose people who have power. It's easy to point fingers to little Joey who's drinking beer in front of a local shop and telling bullshit. Yeah, Joey said this crap. It's okay. But if somebody who has power in the community says something, then people keep their mouths shut. It's a trade. They don't want to put themselves in an unpleasant situation. So this part is about seeing things from other people's perspective. So let's suppose, for the sake of the argument, that you are not targeted individual yourself, that you are, as my mother was, middle class teacher, permanently employed for the state, pulling nice salary, not that stressful work, yes person. When it was fashionable to be nationalist, she was nationalist. When it was fashionable to be member of Communist Party, she was, of course, member of Communist Party. And her opinion was always the opinion of the establishment. So that kind of person doesn't have the privilege of being targeted, because doesn't have privilege of independent thought. So when that person, who was never targeted, who doesn't know a thing about conspiracy, doesn't believe in these things, depends on television as whole her life, as majority, television is a source of knowledge and authority, and that person is thinking, okay, if, as I was thinking when I was 12, 13, if somebody is ostracized by the society, can't get a job, that means he's got to be crazy. Especially if more people are coming and telling stuff about him, especially people who have, influence in the society, who have a status, who have an affluence. That's like more than reasonable to conclude. So, it's not a brainer to figure it out how. And technically, I need to just add one more thing and recapitulate. Blacklisting, you can't find a job. That's already significant. That already means that something is wrong with you. Second thing, people smearing you. That's another proof. Third thing is, and this is more complex, but those of you who know remote neural monitoring and synthetic telepathy, you will understand this. There is this dimension of thoughts, and our thoughts are not our own thoughts. That's like basic of the Buddhist doctrine. And these impulses are coming into human brains and minds, and they simply reason like it. And it's very simple. It's technically possible. There is artificial intelligence managing this planet, always was, as one of the reptilian tools. We are electric beings. We have biofields or aura, if you prefer more like esoteric terminology. And in real time, that artificial intelligence communicates with us and sends us impulses. Example number one, try to remember intrusive thoughts in your life when you've been debating with something in your head which was clearly negative and very persistent, and was pushing you one way while you wanted to go another way. Well, was that your thought? Second question is, yeah, now everybody go, yeah. And second thing is, if you never practice Vipassana meditation, Buddhist meditation, try to do it, because if you try to do it, you will of course realize, as millions of people before you, that you can't control your thoughts. And people who can really control their thoughts are called Arahant or Buddha, meaning awakened ones, Buddha level, like awakened ones. It's a pretty big thing in Buddhism to be on that level. So, that much about how easy it is to achieve it. It's not. So, those three things, and this is the very easy way how they can turn family members against you, because family members are logical people, not targeted. And the simple reason, if people are coming to me about this family member and telling me this stuff, they're probably right, and I probably can't see anything wrong with him, simply because I got used to him, right? So that's it. Nothing more to say about it. You can leave me your comments, and I might even post this link on that update and so on. But I know that tourists which are coming and just checking this very exposed video are not the guys who really want to dwell deeper, especially people who are non-TIs. I mean, let's face it, you just have no absolutely material to understand what I'm saying, because you really need to go through a number of street theaters and strange coincidences in your life. And I just want to digress. Sarasa Zvited School Pracha Uthit Kaosip Samut Prakan, part of Bangkok. And at one point, I'm like the best teacher officially. You're great with kids, you're teaching them fine. My manager, English manager, loves me, we're cool. At one point I start hearing, no good, teacher, no good, Ajahn Meo. So, okay, he's no good, right? Second thing, why? They don't know. Some say, oh, marijuana, Meo. Okay, and this is the thing. These simple people, also known as organic portals, they're very simple people. They're very easily programmable. You just say no good, name no good, and they start repeating it. And like my mother, you just approach her, ask her, tell 2-3 things, put, as we say in Croatian, stavio bubu uho, put a beetle in the ear, little bug starts working. That's it. No more explanations. You either get it or you don't. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, thanks for liking. Please leave your comments here. Trolls, of course, gonna be blocked and raised. Other people, yeah, I will read your comments, but if I'm really interested in it, I will answer it. If I'm not, I'm not gonna bother. That's the way how life.